Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this podcast, the Muslim World League News. And here are the main headlines. Makkah Al-Mukarramah hosts a historical forum for Iraqi religious references. Academic honor for Dr. Al-Issa from the University of Peace at the United Nations. The association inaugurates its pavilion for the Cairo International Book Fair. And Malaysia grants Dr. Al-Issa the Prophet's Migration Award for the first Islamic personality. Ladies and gentlemen, the Muslim World League has attended notable activity during the past few days, during which its activities were manifested in spreading a culture of peace and promoting coexistence, love, and harmony. And now to the details. Makkah Al-Mukarramah hosted historical forum that brought together all Iraqi religious references with weight and influence in the Iraqi scene in response to the invitation of His Excellency, the Secretary General of the Muslim World League, Sheikh Dr. Muhammad bin Abdul Karim Al-Issa, with the aim of confirming the unity of the word and the position of everyone, rejecting the rhetoric of sectarianism, hatred, and clash. In his opening speech at the forum, His Excellency Dr. Muhammad bin Abdul Karim Al-Issa said, "In this pure area, where the uniting Qibla in Makkah Al-Mukarramah meets the brothers of religion, the brothers of the message, values, and goals. They came from a dear country, from a country rooted in the firmness of its glory and immortalized in the chapters of history. It's mentioned from the Iraq of Arabism, Islam, and humanity. The Iraq of fearlessness and pluralism, with its inspiring civilized model. The virtues of Islam brought them with the sense of its forgetfulness and the nobility of its aims. They are the scientific constellation with what it represents in its vast and embracing space of reference that deserves appreciation, warmth, and appreciation from everyone. It came with knowledge, thought, and elevation of the soul from a high place, and the valleys flow according to their measure. And with this, the one who came with the firmness of an idea and the steadfastness of his feet turned to Haidara. Perhaps each of them would obtain from the Most High Haidara the pleasure and peace of God upon him. He is the Imam of guidance. With the guidance of our Master and Prophet Muhammad, may God bless him and grant him peace, the guidance of Islam, in a sentence, accompanied one another, until the Caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab said, according to what was narrated from him, I did not live in a dilemma that Abu al-Hasan did not have. May God be pleased with the honorable companions. The participants in the forum issued a final statement in which they expressed their thanks and gratitude to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, and His Highness the Crown Prince, His Royal Highness Prince Muhammad bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. May God protect them for their distinguished efforts and sponsorship of initiatives to promote peaceful coexistence, civilized dialogue, and confronting extremism and violence globally and in Iraq in particular. The final statement stressed the need to activate the Makkah Al-Mukarramah document and to open channels of constructive dialogue and positive communication between scholars to address emerging issues and renewed crises, and for this forum to be a nucleus for adopting these channels. The participants also called for the dissemination of the common values brought by Islamic Sharia to build the homeland and achieve citizenship by spreading the spirit of tolerance, peaceful coexistence, mutual respect, moderation, and rejecting extremism. The participants stressed that the priority in their religious and media discourse is to emphasize the word of monotheism and the unity of the word, preserving the identity of the homeland and keenness on building it, rejecting the terrorism and condemning violence in all its forms, in addition to paying attention to the jurisprudence of peace to contribute to building a righteous society based on coexistence and community peace. The participants demanded the rationalization of religious fatwas in order to achieve the purposes of legislation in preserving the 5 necessities, whether at the individual or community level, in a way that preserves Islamic and human commonalities. The final statement of the forum recommended the establishment of a commission for civilized communication between the sects and religions that make up the Islamic societies, and the establishment of a joint coordinating committee that brings together the Iraqi authorities and the Muslim World League to follow up the initiatives resulting from this forum and activate any upcoming initiatives and coordination among them and the activities that follow to achieve its set goals. The Kingdom of Malaysia has awarded His Excellency Sheikh Dr. Muhammad bin Abdul Karim Al-Issa, Secretary General of the Muslim World League and Chairman of the Association of Muslim Scholars, the highest Malaysian award granted to Muslim scholars in the world, in appreciation of his efforts in highlighting the true image of Islam, its noble principles and values, and its great humanitarian message to the world, in addition to his influential contributions in promoting harmony between followers of religions and cultures, and his role in spreading world peace. The honoring ceremony took place during the large traditional celebration of the Islamic New Year, in the presence of His Majesty Sultan Abdullah bin Sultan Ahmad Shah, King of Malaysia, the Malaysian Prime Minister Mr. Muhyiddin Yassin, members of the government and representatives of Muslim and non-Muslim countries in the state of Malaysia. The United Nations, through its Academic University for Peace, granted His Excellency the Secretary General of the Muslim World League, Sheikh Dr. Muhammad bin Abdul Karim Al-Issa, the degree of an honorary doctorate. Symbols and leaders of Islamic work and institutions of dialogue, advocacy, and development around the world praised this deserved honor of the efforts of Al-Issa and the Muslim World League in spreading a culture of peace and harmony. The Seventh Day Media Foundation honored the Secretary General of the Muslim World League, Sheikh Dr. Muhammad bin Abdul Karim Al-Issa, for his efforts to bring peace and consecrate the Makkah Al-Mukarramah document issued as a culmination of the work of the League, and Sheikh Al-Issa's efforts for humanity and combating discrimination, violence, and extremism, and spreading moderate Islamic discourse, declaring the adoption of the principles of the Makkah Al-Mukarramah document in media publishing. The Muslim World League inaugurated its pavilion at the 52nd Cairo International Book Fair, which was inaugurated by Egyptian Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli. The pavilion of the League was inaugurated by the Undersecretary for Executive Affairs of the Muslim World League, Abdurrahman Al-Matar. A German delegation headed by Ayman Mazik, President of the Supreme Council of Muslims in Germany, visited the Muslim World League in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia from June the 10th to the 13th. His Excellency the Secretary General of the Muslim World League and Chairman of the Association of Muslim Scholars, Sheikh Dr. Muhammad bin Abdul Karim Al-Issa, met in his office in Riyadh the U.S. Deputy Assistant Secretary of State for Arabian Peninsula Affairs, Mr. Daniel Benyam, in the presence of Chargé d'Affaires at the U.S. Embassy in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Martina Strong, and the official politician at the U.S. Embassy in the Kingdom, Elizabeth Norman. The American University awarded a master's degree to the Macedonian researcher Sheikh Nusrat Ramadan, president of a cultural and charitable association in Macedonia, on the successful Islamic diplomacy of the Muslim World League and its consensus and understandings and strengthening relations and coexistence, and the title of his thesis was The Concept of Diplomacy in Islamic Sharia. The researcher received an excellent grade with first-class honors. The Muslim World League issued a statement on behalf of the scholars under its umbrella, the Supreme Council, the Islamic Fiqh Council, the World Supreme Council of Mosques, and the Council of Muslim Scholars, in which it supported the precautionary measures taken by the government of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the Hajj of this year, 1442, to confront the new mutated strain of the COVID-19 pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of today's podcast, the Muslim World League News.